Madridistas, this is a big one this Saturday as Real Madrid faces off against Atletico Madrid in the Madrid Derby. First place in La Liga on the line in this one. And honestly, this is a season-defining game, in my opinion, for this one, too. If we will be champions once again, it is because we win games like this. Guys, in this video, we'll be previewing the matchup, telling you some of my thoughts about Atletico Madrid, some of the players that we really need to be watching out for, my starting 11 that I want to see Real Madrid roll out there, and, of course, my official match prediction. But before we get started, if you're new around here, I'm Dally with Dallyfc, and even though we're traveling, I'm still making Real Madrid content. So guys, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and let me know in the comments what's your official match prediction between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. So Madridistas, this is such a huge game that it's hard for me to even put into words how big a game this is for Real Madrid. The last time we faced Atletico Madrid, it was a 1-1 draw, but we should have been winning that game as well. And the thing is, when we've gone against Atletico Madrid in the past, it's been pretty even. It was a 1-1 draw in September. It was a 1-1 draw last time in February as well. We got destroyed 4-2 in the Copa del Rey, and then we beat the crap out of this team 5-3 in the Super Cup. So this is a pretty even rivalry, unfortunately, for Real Madrid. And Atletico Madrid lately has been probably one of the toughest opponents other than Man City and other than Barca kicking our ass the past couple of games. I don't like to be talking about that, but I'm hoping that narrative can kind of finally start to change a little bit. But before we start talking about the actual matchup, let me tell you a little about Atletico Madrid and some of my thoughts about them coming into this game. First of all, they're very good. Very good. Obviously, they're in second place in La Liga right now, and they only have 2 losses in the season. And they only have 1 loss in the last 21 games, which is very, very impressive. Now, a couple players I want to kind of focus on for this game and kind of some of my concerns about this game coming into it. First of all, Julian Alvarez is a baller. You know, they get him from Manchester City coming in over. It was a really expensive price tag. I believe it was like $100 million or something like that. Has he lived up to the expectations? No, not yet. But in the past couple games, 2 goals, 2 assists in the last 5 games for Julian Alvarez. And the ability for Julian Alvarez as well. And the thing that I worry about in this one is he is a left winger / striker in this one too. And what do I talk about in these videos? My concern at that right back position for Real Madrid. But we will be talking about that just in a little bit too. I worry about that matchup, and I worry about how Carlo Ancelotti will actually see that matchup as well. And does he see him as a threat as much as I see him? And I think a lot of you see him as well because he is an elite player, especially when he's going against lesser competition, which unfortunately Lucas Vazquez is. So we can't be having that out there as well. Another player I want to be talking about is Simeone for them. Now, you might be saying, Simeone, you mean the coach? No. Not Diego Simeone. They're his son, which Giuliano Simeone. I think I nailed that, guys. I thought it was going to be a little bit of nepotism. I'll be honest with you guys. I thought, okay, you're a coach's son, blah, blah, blah. He's actually good. He's actually a very good player. 3 goals, 2 assists in the last 3 games for Simeone as well. And he plays more of like a right attacking mid player, but he also has the flexibility to play a right wing back as well as a left wing. So knowing Diego Simeone, I think he's a smart coach. I think he's a good coach overall. Is he kind of a pain in the ass? 100%. But I think he will be able to move his son to that left wing as well. And especially if we were putting Lucas Vazquez out there, I think that Diego Simeone can take care of it with his son. I butchered his name. Am I going to say it? Giuliano Simeone as well. So that is another player I worry about. Now, when it comes to the starting 11 in this one, I talked about my concerns for Atletico Madrid, and it stems, of course, from that left wing position, that left striker position as well, especially in a game where we don't have a Rudiger, where we don't have a David Alaba too, where our midfield is still stretched thin. I worry about that. But when it comes to this game, we have a couple players that are stars, right? This team is absolutely loaded at the end of the day in the front 4. It's the back line that I really worry about. But when it comes to my starting 11, this is the starting 11 that I will be going with in this one. Starting up top, Kylian Mbappe up top, Vinny Jr., Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo make up the front 4. Ceballos and Luka Modric is my midfield. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about why exactly. In my back 4, I am going with Fran Garcia, Raul Asensio, Tchouaméni, and then Fede Valverde at right back, as well as Courtois in the back as well. Now, a couple things of this one. First of all, my focus on this game is the Vinny and the Kylian connection, because right now, you know, Vinny has been creating a lot of opportunities, but the big thing for me for Vinny in this one is calm. Calm down, Vinny, because too many times you're picking up a yellow card, picking up red cards too, getting suspended for games. Vinny, you're going to get fouled in this one. I need you to calm down. And what else I need him to do is I need him to be a little more impactful. I think he is creating opportunities for us as well, but I would like to see Vinny taking a lot more shots in this one as well. And I also want to see the connection between Kylian and Vinny to be a lot better in this one as well. And I want Mbappe to making runs into the box as well for Kylian Mbappe, long balls and long shots as well. Because the thing is, with Atletico Madrid, they play in a 4-4-2. And they're actually a pretty solid team. I think their midfield's pretty solid as well. I think De Paul's good, Simeone's good, Barrios is good, and as well as their right back, I think Molina is actually pretty good as well. So a couple concerns there for me as well. Now, other player, and this is really my focus on this game too. I think if you can take anything away from this game is what does Carlo Ancelotti do at that right back position? Are we a serious club? I think we are, but is Carlo Ancelotti a serious coach? I don't know. That is still to be determined. I think we will be finding out that this Saturday as well, because I am going with Fede Valverde at right back. There is no other option when it comes to a right back against elite competition. And that is what Atletico Madrid is. That is what Manchester City is. Lately, that is what Barcelona has been as well. Fede Valverde has to be the right back. Is he the best right back in the world? No. I honestly think he could be if he fully converted over there, but that's for a story for another day. He is such a fantastic player. Unfortunately for us, I think we are overusing him a lot. The fact that he's been playing 90 minutes in the last one, like, what are we doing, Carlo? I think the lack of depth that we have for this team and the fact that we haven't gone out and bought more players, I think we should have went and spent money on Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's my opinion. But we cannot be seeing Lucas Vazquez out there. Carlo Ancelotti, if you were watching this video, you should be watching this segment only. You cannot put Lucas Vazquez out there, mate. You can't do it. If we for some reason do put Lucas Vazquez out there, it can't be a right back's position. You still have to be putting Fede Valverde back a little deeper, and then maybe you can be playing Lucas Vazquez as a right attacking mid, because I do think that Lucas Vazquez does offer a lot as a sort of attacking player, right? I do think that, but you can't have it just be completely open in the back for him. So Fede Valverde, no matter what in this game, he has to be playing deeper in that right back role. And if he needs to invert into the midfield as well to help out a Luka Modric and a Dani Ceballos, I think he can do that as well. Huge day is required for us to be successful in this game from Fede Valverde, in my opinion. Now, when it comes to the midfield, I really hated doing this. I did not like my options as well. Jude Bellingham, obviously is in the midfield, right? But when it comes to the other pairing, Dani Ceballos is the clear number 2 for me right now in the midfield, because we still don't have Camavinga fully back. But I do have good news for you as well, because Camavinga was included on the squad list earlier this morning as well. So I do expect that we see Camavinga. Now, will he be starting this game? I think that's a little too much. I think that we need him maybe even more in the Manchester City game, because I do think that we could probably get a draw in this one and still win out. But I don't want to risk Camavinga when it comes to UCL and everything like that as well. I do expect Camavinga to make an appearance in this one too, but I will be going with leadership in a veteran out there in Luka Modric. I think Luka Modric can probably give us a solid 60-ish minutes in this one as well. And really for Luka Modric, what I need is leadership out there, and I need control and creativity from Luka Modric. We saw what he did in the last one. I thought he was great. He was my man of the match in the last one when he was out there. He was playing for 90 minutes though. At 39 years old, I think I am asking a lot for him. But at the same time, you guys, let me know in the comments, who would you have in the midfield? Obviously, we're having Jude Bellingham, but I'm very curious to hear from you. I think a lot of you are going to say Fede Valverde, but again, you're going to be putting Lucas Vazquez out there because we don't have the opportunity to be putting Raul Asensio at the right back position. So, guys, very curious to hear who would be your 2 pairing in the midfield as well. I'm going with Dani Ceballos, and I'm going with Luka Modric. I think Dani Ceballos can probably offer us 90-ish minutes in this one. If Luka Modric can come in, be creative, be a leader out there for 60 minutes, and maybe we can see Camavinga kind of hold down the rest of the way, I think that would be okay for this one as well. So, next couple players I want to be talking about. Tchouaméni and Raul Asensio. This is very scary for me. Because no Rudiger. Rudiger is such an underappreciated player too. He hasn't had the best year by any stretch of imagination for Real Madrid. But compared to what everything else, compared to losing Militao already, compared to losing Carvajal, Rudiger behind Fede Valverde has played the second most minutes for Real Madrid this year. And so for having him not out there, that's a lot to be desired. Because Raul Asensio, I think Raul Asensio has been fantastic this year. I love Raul Asensio. I really do. Tchouaméni at center back position, I don't like him there as much. I thought he might be a center back moving forward. He's just not. He's a CDM moving forward, and even then, he's not my favorite CDM. I still probably prefer Camavinga over him. But we don't really have a choice. We do not have a choice in this one. Tchouaméni and Raul Asensio will 100% be the center back pairing, because I don't think you can have Hakabo out there. Oh my God, I probably butchered that name. You can't have him out there, especially against the performance that we just saw earlier this midweek. We can't be having them out there. No depth at all. So both of these players need to be playing 90 minutes as well. And this is going to be a big test because Griezmann, I think, is a baller. I think Julian Alvarez is a baller, as well as you bring on a Sorloth for Atletico Madrid. That has that has me concerned a little bit. I'm even concerned. I'm mumbling my words a little bit with that one. But I need Tchouaméni to step it up too. I know hospital passes back to Courtois. I need him to be a little more controlled, and I need Raul Asensio to be physical out there, but not over too physical. No yellow cards. We can't have an early yellow card in this game. I do worry about that as well. Now, at the end of the day, I think this is an incredibly tough game for Real Madrid. I think it's a grind game no matter what. I think this is going to go neck to neck, toe to toe, the full 90 minutes in this one. At the end of the day, we was 1-1 in the last one. We should have won that game 1-0. But unfortunately, Atletico Madrid found a way to equalize that game as well. I'm hoping we don't have that happen in this one. And I don't think it will be happening in this one. I think at home in the Santiago Bernabeau, with the fans behind us, with Kylian Mbappe finally kind of coming into his form, and can't forget the R guys. Rodrigo has been absolutely fantastic. If we can move Rodrigo a little more to the left wing position, we can kind of flip around players a couple times. Vinny can kind of move to the right, and Mbappe can move to the right. But if we can kind of create with that front three, I think that this front three is the best in the world, and that is what I think will carry Real Madrid over the line in this one. So I will be going with Real Madrid defeating Atletico Madrid and still claiming that first spot in La Liga, 2-1. I think VMR, any sort of combination, Vinny scoring, Kylian Mbappe scoring, Rodrigo scoring, I think all of them will be involved in the whole goals as well. So 2-1 with Real Madrid defeating Atletico Madrid is my official match prediction. So guys, let me know in the comments what's your official match prediction. If you guys made it to the end of the video, hit that like button, subscribe as well. We'll be back live. Cannot wait to be chatting with you guys back at home for me as well, live right after the Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid match. So can't wait to be talking to you guys too. Again, subscribe. We're so close to 4,000 subscribers. So if you guys can help me out, I really appreciate it. Guys, it's been Dallyfc. Cheers. Hala Madrid.